And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Here we go.
A handoff. It's Murray. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
I mean, or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Here we go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. A great move, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Dan Bailey now for the field goal try. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. Well, that was an intriguing call. You got a chip shot field goal. Tight game. Why not just take the 3?
I know that not all the old rules apply in today's NFL, and in fact, I'd love to have an analytics coach here with us right now to say why that was probably a good play. I don't know if even the analytics coach would have said that. That seemed like a bad play. Take the points there and move on.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Come on now, come on now, let's go. Hey, stat.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Uncorks one for Davis. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him, Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Dancing to his left. And Jeffrey's got it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Wentz now on 1st down. And he fends him off. Escaping the pressure right. Flush to his right. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 11 more yards that go around. A 1st down as well. So the youngster able to use the legs to pick up the first.
And one of my pet peeves when they see this guy play, when Carson Wentz takes off running the football, I always hear people go, oh, he's sneaky athletic. No, he's athletic. Watch him do it. It's an integral part of the quarterback run game, and he gets it done very, very well.
Yeah, you don't like sneaky athletic, do you? That's just kind of a jab in the back.
Yeah, not when it doesn't apply. I think that's a stereotype that needs to be broken down for him.
Come on now, let's go. Go.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Wentz. This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is now 10-7. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. And it's a welcome back to health for last year's #1 pick. This is Dalvin Cook. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Cousins to throw it. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Mills. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Now it's a Johnny. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Here we go. 120.
Now Wentz. Flushed out right. This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Elliott now to kick this one away. Now Abdullah, the return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Derek Barnett in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. 2nd down, Cousins. Forced out to his left. Finding room at the 30. And all the way up to the 31-yard line. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Just keeping the play alive. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Cousins eluding the pressure right. Going deep for Diggs. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. They run again on first down. Cook. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
Cousins now on 2nd down. Incomplete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now a give. This is Murray. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through and picking up first downs.
He'll get it up the middle, and they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. It's Cousins on the sneak, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he'll get in for the 2 points, and in so doing, cut the deficit to 2 points. Bailey now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. What a spin. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Wentz. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Wentz now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Now Wentz again. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Again, it's Wentz. And his throw's going to be incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 7. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs.
That's a good explosive run right there on the draw play. And in order for it to be successful, you've got to have some good faking going on and people having a nice little time clock in their head to understand how it all knits together. An offensive line really showing a pass set that they're going to pass block, maybe to draw in those defensive linemen, have them come upfield, and then get past them, hand the ball off to the running back, and oftentimes he bypasses the guys headed for the quarterback, thinking they're going to get a sack, and gets himself into the secondary. And in this case, he picked up really nice yardage.
First down, here's Cousins. And Cook has it left side. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now a second down throw for Cousins. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, here's Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Again, the offense will stay out there. They've converted once on this drive. What can they do here on 4th down? As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Escaping the pressure right. This will be caught at about the 6. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays. but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. In his own end zone, it's Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. He got 29 yards that time. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
82, 82. Go.
Wentz now on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard. Working from the gun, Wentz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Wentz to throw again. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Ajayi. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Wentz. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Daniil Hunter in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. The Eagles send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They'll look to throw. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Back to throw. They had to get it away from their end zone, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Chris Long in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Brandon, you got to have some urgency here. You got to get the guys back to the line of scrimmage, but the problem is they're all 30 yards downfield after that play.
He'll look to throw. And an alley to run. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down, makes it manageable now.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And down by 5. They've got to go for it here on 4th down. He's back to throw. Rolling to his right. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are likely going to win it. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. Wentz with a kneel down, and that will be the final act of this game. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all